Good afternoon, dear students. Welcome back to our online class. Today, I'm going to teach you different types of houses. That's lesson number 3, Sweet Home. Open your page number 17 in your reader. That's third chapter name is Sweet Home. Sweet Home. What's our lesson name? That is Sweet Home. All living beings need a shelter to live in. Its homes are protect us from harsh weather like very cold, hot and rainy seasons. And also it protects us from thieves and wild animals. Okay. The houses are mainly classified into two types. That's Kacha house and Pakka house. Houses are classified into two types. First one is Kacha house. Kacha house. Second one is Pakka house. Pakka houses. Students, how many types of houses are there? First one is Kacha house and second one is Pakka house. For Kacha house, it is made up of mud and branches of tree and dry leaves of plant. We use to make this Kacha house. Hut is the example of Kacha house. This is what it's called. This picture showing hut. Have you saw the hut? This hut is the example of Kacha house. What is this, students? It is a bungalow. Bungalow is the example of Pakka house. Bungalow. Bungalow is the example of Pakka houses. What is made up from? Hut is made up of this leaves, straw, mud, and sometimes we make it with a wooden, with bamboos. Okay. Kacha houses is also called hut. These houses are mainly made up of mud, straw, bamboo, dried leaves. It's made up of bamboo, straw, leaves and branches of a tree. And it is not strong. It will not stand with heavy rain and strong storms. Okay, this bungalows is made from bricks. These houses are made up of bricks, iron, rods, cement, marbles, etc. They are very strong. Which houses are strong? Bungalows or Pakka houses. They are very strong. They stand with storms, rains. The rain and storm, it will do not damage this pakka house. Okay. Behind these houses are very strong. We cannot move these houses from one place to another place. They are fixed at one place. Another example of pakka houses are bungalows is one of the example, and multi-storage building like flats and apartments also examples of pakka houses. Okay, these are not a stand in rain and storm. It will damage hut. Heavy rain and storms can damage the huts, but bungalows will stand strong in the rain and the storm. Do you understand, students, what is the kacha house and pakka house? Let's start the lesson. In ancient people, where do they live? Yes, they live in caves. They move. They will not stay in permanently at one place. They will move from one to another place to search the food or in a weather. If weather changes is there means they can move one place to another place. Okay. Later they will start live in a caves. After they will not go for a search of food. They will hunt the animals and eat the flesh of animals in ancient times. Becoming few days, they stand in a nearby the crops. They will learn to grow, how to grow the crops. They will grow their food by own, and they make a hut near to their crop, and they will live there only. After some times we go forward, then we make homes from stones and muds. Okay, after years goes on, we live in a bungalows and flats, apartment. These are the very strong houses. It will stand with rains and storms, and also homes protect us from wild animals and thieves. Okay, I will read the lesson now. Students, put your fingers on your page number 17. Okay, chapter 3, Sweet Home. In olden times, people did not live permanently at one place. They moved from one place to another in search of food. They hunted animals or lived on fruits and roots of plants. They lived in caves to protect themselves from cold and hot weathers, rain, wild animals, etc. People started living permanently near water bodies when they learned about growing crops. Now they did not have to move around in search of food. They started making hunts with the dried leaves. They started making huts with the dried leaves, mud, straw and branches of trees. Kacha and Paka houses. Even now many people live in huts. Huts are called Kacha houses. Hut is the example of Kacha house. They are not very strong. Storms or rain can damage them easily. It will damage in heavy rain and storms. In cities and towns, people live in pakka houses. That's huts are we usually seen in villages, but pakka houses we more see in cities, towns. People live in pakka houses made of bricks, stones, iron, wood, cement, etc. They are strong. They can withstand stand. Storm or rain. They can stand with the storm and rain. The storm and rain do not damage these Pakka houses. They are also known as permanent houses. Pakka house, we call it as also permanent houses. There are different types of permanent houses. Many people live in flats or apartments in multi-story buildings. They may have 3 or even more stories. Flats are common in cities where land is less and the demand for houses is more. Some people live in bungalows. They are very big houses with many rooms, lawns and garage. Students, in olden times, people did not live permanently at one place. I already told you people that ancient peoples, olden days people, they do not live in one place permanently. They moved from one place to another place in search of food. They hunted animals or lived on fruits. They will eat, hunt the animals. Hunt ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದಿರಿ? ಬೇಟೆಯಾಡೋದು. To kill animals for their food. And they will eat fruits and the roots of plants. Which are the roots of plants we eat? Yes, beetroot and carrot we eat the roots of plants. Then ancient earlier people live on that fruits and vegetables and meat or flesh of animals. They hunt the animals and they eat the flesh of animals. Protect. They lived in caves to protect themselves from cold and hot weathers, rain, wild animals, etc. What they do to protect themselves? They will live in caves. Caves is a natural shelters of wild animals. It is what is mean by cave? Cave is a natural shelters of wild animals. The persons live in that caves only to protect themselves from weathers like extreme cold and extreme hot weathers, and also they will protect from wild animals. They will hide in the caves. People started permanently near water bodies. What are the water bodies? Rivers, lakes, ponds are the water bodies. The ancient earlier people, olden times, old peoples live nearby the water bodies permanently. They will start live at the water bodies, near to water bodies. When they learn about growing crops, then learn about how to grow the crops. They will learn growing crops. Now they did not have to move around in search of food. They will move because of food only from one place to another place. Why does the earlier people move from one place to another place to search the food? Why? They know, now they know how to grow the crop. That's why they will stay in one place permanently and they start making huts nearby the crops. They will stay in that hut only. They make hut nearby the crops. Okay, like this. How it's made up of? It's made up of mud, straw, branches of tree or dry leaves. They make the hut and start living there. Next, two types of houses. That's a Pakka house and Kacha house and Pakka house. Even now, many people live in hut. Nowadays also, we see huts in villages and also we see huts in slum areas in big cities. Their huts are made from tins. Okay. Huts are called kacha houses. They are not very strong. Huts are not very strong. Storms or rains can damage it. Okay. Storms and rain can damage them easily. Rains came means will damage the hut. In cities and towns, people live in pakka houses. In cities and towns, most of the people lives in a pakka houses. Made of what? Pakka houses made up of bricks, stones, iron, wood, cement, etc. They are strong. They can withstand storm or wind. If heavy rain is there and heavy storm is there, it will not damage these pakka houses. It's also known as permanent houses. Pakka house we call also permanent house. M-A-N-T. Permanent houses. Why we call permanent house to pakka house? Why? Because means it will fix at one place. Will fix at one place. We do not carry that house. Okay. That's why we call it a permanent house. There are different types of permanent houses. Many people live in flats or apartments in multi-store building. Do you know what I mean by flats or apartment? Look at this picture. This is the picture of apartment and flats. Multi-story building. They may have 3 or even more stories. Flats are common in cities where land is less and demand for houses is more. This flat and apartment contains 2 rooms in a less place. Make a less place. It will have 2 or 3 rooms itself, and it's very demand in cities. Some people live in bungalows. They are very big house with many rooms, lawns and garage. Some people live in bungalow. What do you mean by bungalow? Flat and apartment have a small place, but bungalow have a big place. It contains many rooms and it have a here vehicle parking area. Parking area we call it garage, and in front of house some grass is there to make a garden. Garden also is there in bungalow. It have a big house and have a large area. This is the picture of bungalow. In apartment, we do not see any garden and parking area. In this bungalow is a big area. In apartment, that small area, big construction are there, and many flats are there. In this one, they contains only 2 or 3 rooms. It's very demand in cities, but bungalow is have a more area. It contains a lawns. Lawns means a place they growing grass or make gardens. And garage. Garage means the vehicle where we stand the vehicle. That called as garage. Garage. Okay. Students, do you remember these things today? Sweet home, third lesson. Kacha house and pakka house. These are the 2 different houses. Hut is the example of culture house and it's made up of leaves, dry leaves of a tree and branches of tree, mud, straw and it is not very strong and heavy rain and storms will damage it easily. What about this Pakka house? It is made up of bricks, stones, cement, rod, iron rod and marbles. Okay. It is very strong. It will stand with the storms and heavy rains. It is also called as permanent houses. Students, remember these things what I told in this lesson. We will continue tomorrow. Okay, thank you.